Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we're talking about those 26,000 plus shards that we got in 33 days. How did we do it? We? Well, I'm not Venom. Me. How did I do it? Go ahead and run it. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about that over 26,000 4-star shards that I amassed in 33 days. How did I do that? How he do that? What? Anyway, to the spreadsheets. All right, guys, here we are in the spreadsheet, and I know what you're thinking, but hey, I don't have any bananas. So here we go. I wanted to just kind of run through this and give you an idea of where exactly I got these 26,947 4-star shards in 33 days. Now, you can see from the chart here that I had a goal of 16,000 and I straight up blasted that by 10,947. So let's take a closer look at what's going on here. Now, I've got some percentages here. So I have a miscellaneous category. This is just for things like overflows or things that are kind of out of the norm, you know, in terms of shards and getting shards and things like that. So we'll go through those. And so we have a miscellaneous category. We have alliance events, which gave us 4,425 shards. That is 16.42% of this total in 33 days. Arena was a huge one. That is 9,650, and that is 35.81%. Opening crystals, which is kind of a direct result of arena grinding and alliance events, things like that. So that kind of has its own culmination, but it also has its own place among the rest of these categories. So we have here 4,455 shards, and that's accounting for 16.53%. Alliance War, which I just put on its own. I know that's kind of an alliance event, but Alliance War is very, very important, and that brings in 4,324, and that is 16.05%. Now, this one can really change from month to month, depending on how many you won in your alliance, or how many you lost, or how many you played for that matter. I always say play war. The rewards are good, even if you win or lose, doesn't matter. You still should be kind of tossing your hat in there and seeing how far you can get. And we have questing here, which came in at 2,710, and that pretty much made up 10% of this whole thing. Now, there were some special cases and events that were going on, and that accounted for 725. Now, that's a little separate from these totals because it's all included. They're in different categories, but there were some special cases, and I wanted to kind of outline that separately and show that that really only came up to about 6.40%. Now, let's take a closer look. If I click here on my miscellaneous items, I can show you they all light up because everything is all calculated and stuff like that. I am actually kind of enjoying my spreadsheet here a little bit, but as you can see in the highlights, we have an overflow from crystal opening number 17. So that one brought in 868 shards. That was basically the shards that I couldn't use because I couldn't make 2,000 in the end. That was all that was left. So that carries over to the next month. The next thing in the miscellaneous is summoner appreciation, and that was when they dropped us 250 4-star shards in that last week, and it was like a daily, you know, gift, and 250 4-star shards came from it. So that is also kind of one of the special cases as well, but it falls under miscellaneous for me. And then there was this really weird thing that happened where somehow, I don't know, like 265 4-star shards got unaccounted for, and I think that was probably either from opening some featured crystals, or I took some stuff in from an event and forgot to log it, and it's an odd number because I can't divide it by like 55 or something like that. So it's a mixture of like maybe one or two things. I'm guessing like an alliance quest completion somewhere in there, and having a dupe of a 3-star at some point, but it's still pretty minor. 265 just kind of hanging out there, and that's pretty much it for the miscellaneous stuff. Moving on to the alliance events, let's take a look here. We've got summoner advancement at on June 22nd, that gave us 450 shards. Now, here's where things might be a little bit of a special case, because the Hyperion Arena wins as the Alliance event. We got 250 shards. We've done this before. It's a little bit more, a little bit rare. But the one that's very, very rare is the Perfect Series. So you have to know how serious a champion is when you get Perfect Series. So we got both of those. I got a little bit lucky on that one. We had a completion on June 25th, so that was 250 shards as an Alliance. Summoner Advancement 475. Item use those items, man. Use those arena boosts, use those sig stones, all that stuff. That got us another 250 shards. And Alliance quest completion got us 100 shards there. And we've got arena combat at 250, and as you can see, it's not being accompanied by a Perfect Series, because that just didn't happen at that time. Also, we've got ourselves here a completion for, you know, of course, going through all of your quests and things like that, just completing it, getting it done. 250 shards right there. Another Summoner Advancement at 450, and another Alliance quest completion at 100. So as you can see, these are basically a repeat of all these Alliance events. And then our Summoner Advancement, we actually kicked up a little bit, and we got 500 4-star shards, so that is not bad. And we had some arena combat once again. Again, not having Perfect Series, because that one's a little more difficult. And here we got Alliance quest completion once again, and a completion. So as you can see, it's basically just a cycle of completing events in your Alliance and making sure that you're staying active. So, moving on. Alright, now, here's the big kicker. We've got Arena going on here, 33 days of Arena. Now, I basically wanted to jump into the 10% for the featured arena and the 11 to 25% in the basic arena without getting the hero. And so let's go ahead and look at these real quick. So I've got a featured arena that gives 800 shards. That's usually somewhere between 3.75 and 4.25 million in the featured arena, and the basic arena is right around 1.6, 1.7. So I did do a little bit of grinding, but I was on a mission, wanted to get 4-star shards, wanted to get 4-star champions, and get 4-star dupes so that I can get 5-star shards. So everything kind of has its process and has its circle of life, if you will. So moving on, let's see what else we got. I've got another featured arena. I got 800. The basic arena, I slacked a little bit, ended up with 250 4-star shards instead of the 500 that I wanted. I did it again here. This time, basic arena, I got it, but featured arena fell a little bit short. So as you can see, I'm not fully grinding to the point where I'm dying. You know, like, to get featured arena and get 400 4-star shards, usually takes about 1.5 million. That's pretty easy with 5-star champions. You don't have to do a lot of grinding for that. So moving on, we've got ourselves a crystal cornucopia, which brings in 500 4-star shards. And a lot of people don't do cornucopia. They think, well, I call it cornucopia, crystal cornucopia, because they think it's a waste of time. It's 2-star crystals, blah blah blah. But if you grind the thing, you get a good like 2.2, 2.4 mil. You're gonna get 500 4-star shards. And as you can see, as I'm moving through, I didn't really get a chance to grind as hard as I wanted to, and I still ended up with a pretty hefty amount of 4-star shards. So without going through each and every single one of them, you can see as I'm scrolling up here, crystal cornucopia, basic arena, featured arena, and the featured arena isn't always hit as hard. I think I only did that twice this month. But I always made sure to jump into that crystal cornucopia and get those 4-star shards, because that all adds up. So moving on. Okay, so here we have our crystal openings, and not our, my, I keep saying our, but it's my crystal openings. So this is, there's a couple special cases here where I opened up a few featured crystals and I got lucky with some 3-stars. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going through this right now. These are all outlined. I've got a featured crystal here. I got 2 3-star dupes, so that's 110, 55 each. I opened another set of featured crystals later on, and got 2 more 3-stars. I think this was when I was very not lucky with the Spider-Man Stark version. So I got 220 shards right there. And I had a Spider-Verse crystal that gave me a 3-star Loki, which gave me another 55 shards. Now here's where it gets crazy, right? 35 max sig ability crystals. Now, how you get these? You don't sell your 3 stars. You get an extra set of 55 shards on every dupe that you hit that's maxed out. So this worked out very well. I ended up with 1,925 shards. That's almost a 4-star on its own. And I had 41 3-star crystal dupes on the crystal opening number 18, which was the culmination of everything that was going on for this month. So 2,255 and 1,925, that's 2 4-star crystals right there just for opening crystals. So that had a pretty hefty total, again, of 4,455. That's pretty crazy, right? Okay, on to the next. Alliance War. Alliance War got almost as much as the crystal opening. So let's just go ahead and look through this. As you can see, we didn't really win that much, but we still got a good amount of shards. So we had a loss. We had, let's see, 1 win. A couple of wins. Nothing too major, but as you can see right here, through all of the highlights, we got some wins, we got some losses. Actually, we got a little more wins than I thought we did. We won a little more than I thought we did. Okay, I could retract that. But as you can see, it all adds up here, and I gave a hefty 4,324 4-star shards right there. And of course, questing with the monthly quests and all kinds of other stuff. We've got heroic mode, which was a completion that gave 300. And when you complete each one of the chapters, you got a little bit of something. You got a 25, a 25, and a 50, so that's 100 4-star shards just for going through all of heroic, plus the bonus of 300 when you're done. And then you have master mode chapters 1, 2, and 3. Now this was the monthly quest in June, right? So moving down, we've got the heroic quest for the Spider-Verse. I did 18 of those in that span of time, and that gave 900 4-star shards. I fell asleep on one of them and didn't complete it, so I only got 10. So boo-hoo for that one. But moving on. Now here's kind of like the special case. I had a heroic chapter 1, 2, and 3, and a completion down here for 300. Because the last one was my legend run, and I happened to do another one because this is basically starting in the middle of the month, the 16th, and it started again in July. So I kind of fit 2 monthly quests in there, so that's a little bit of cheating, and I'm aware of that. And that's also kind of noted over here. And the special cases and events, I kind of put down the Summoner Appreciation because that's a special case. Featured crystals. You know, not everybody's purchasing those, so that's also a special case, so I'm aware of that. The Spider Quest, the Heroic Quest in the Spider-Verse, that's probably not going to be available next month, or maybe they'll do something different, who knows. But for now, I'm just going to say that that's a special case. And again, over here, having a second monthly quest at the same time shouldn't really be within there, and this was 33 days instead of 30. I get that. So again, basically special cases and events really only came up to about 1,725 4-star shards, not a full 4-star crystal, and it really only accounted for 6.40%. So basically that is it. That is exactly how I did 26,947 4-star shards in 33 days. So I hope that wasn't too long-winded, and I hope it was informational for you. And okay, I think that's about it. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just saw how I got 26,000 4-star shards in 33 days. Actually, it was a little more than that, but hey, who's counting? This guy. It was on the spreadsheet. Anyway, if you liked the video, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share with your friends, share with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.